Joining us is Congressman David Scott. Now, you've had an incident which the whole country seems to be looking at right now. Something you found when you went to work. Yeah. Take us through that experience.
Well, I woke up, my staff got to the office and they called me up and said, as I was getting ready for the day, around 7:30, and said, Congressman, there's a swastika on the sign, on the official congressional sign outside the office. I said, what? I couldn't believe it. And so I got out there and I saw it for myself. I don't think people quite understand the significance of what that swastika stands for. And for a person to revert to the swastika to reflect their views in this healthcare debate.
But what about the possibility that there's just one lone nut out there who's hateful and is not representative of the general community?
Well, I would say that, but when you get this stuff in the mail like this.
What is that?
This says, this is a picture of President Barack Obama, painted up to look like the Joker in the Batman movies with the communist sickle on his forehead. And it says, death to all the Marxists, foreign and domestic. And it says, to nigger David Scott, you were and you are and you shall forever be a nigger. And it says, the Ethiopian cannot make himself white, quoting from Euripides. Now,
when did you get this?
That date, we got this about 2 days before the swastika. And then we got this in the mail that said, first, as a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, you are a racist because whites are not allowed in membership. And secondly, you should not get elected next year. You're going to defeat, and any of your colored constituents ain't going to stop it. The folks are not going to stand by for Obama's socialized medicine, even though most Negroes refuse to stand on their own 2 feet.
That hurt you?
Very much so.
Aside from being a congressman, I mean, as a man.
Yeah, it is. But what we have to understand is we cannot let these kinds of racist things or that swastika win this debate. And that is not going to happen. We need to put that aside, reflect on it, and realize it doesn't speak for this country. This speaks for Nazi Germany. When you look at that swastika represents the systematic killing of nearly 6 million Jewish people and others by the worst inhumanity to man in the history of the world.
Well, when you use something like that, there's no question, and any decent person who's watching this interview right now knows that's like a bludgeoning tool in what should be a civil conversation.
Absolutely.
It's not fair.
It's not.
But is it representative of what's going on in this country with this healthcare debate?
I think that you got 2 levels working here. You got people who are angry. You hear the comments, I want my America back, I want my nation back.
What does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, you ask the question, back from whom? It means, well, somebody must have taken it from you. And these cries were not being made last year. Do you think
that comment, I want my America back, is inherently racist?
No, I don't. I think what it
bigoted?
Well, I think it's a reflection of a lot of things within that you have to dissect. We have to understand this volatility underneath all of this if we're going to work our way through it. We have to understand it. We can't dismiss it. We have to address it. And we have to realize that it is not the essence of this healthcare debate, but it is the coloration of the debate. And so we have to sort of really wheel our way through that. But for me to say that it's representative of everyone, it's not. But we can't ignore these kinds of things, and we have to examine them. And we have to provide the kind of leadership to use civil debate, calmness, and the media has such an important role.
Well, let me stop you there, because there are some people in the community who would argue that you may have contributed to bringing this on yourself when you took on the doctor at a recent town hall hearing you were having yourself. You were really portrayed almost Hillary Clinton-esque in that moment, as if to have lost your cool unnecessarily.
So what you've got to understand is those of you who are here who have taken and came and hijacked this event that we're dealing with here, this is not a healthcare event. You made the choice to come here. I was a victim of a report that was done at a meeting by a reporter from WXIA television who was not at that meeting, but went and got the film from Douglasville and sliced and diced it to mean and to put that impression there. But the point was, she never said that this was not about health care.
The meeting was primarily about a highway project, but later it was opened up for any questions from the crowd. Hill was one of 2 people who got to ask about health care.
Not a single one of you had the decency to call my office and set up for a meeting. Okay? Then do that. Do that. But don't come and take advantage of what these individuals have done. You want a meeting with me on health care? I'll give it to you.
So this hearing had nothing to do with health care?
Nothing to do with health care. So these people, and they were told that. There were tea baggers all around the place. There were these
tea partiers
there. And I have nothing wrong with this, but I'm simply saying if you're going to judge David Scott, judge him fairly. And when I said, but don't come in here and hijack these folks' meeting and take advantage of what they're doing. This is their meeting. I'm having a health care meeting on Saturday.
So that was
it's on their website.
That was the spirit of your anger in your comment.
My anger was I needed to stand up for those citizens of Douglasville who were being disrespected by people who were coming in to hijack their meeting about this.